a.k.a. Best Bail Bonds. Big game coverage live from Las Vegas. Powered by Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, Synergenics, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
I'm excited about this as soon as we can get headphones on. Derek Stevens.
This is Las Vegas here. I'm telling you,
this is. If you're watching on YouTube, I mean, you're wearing a suit, dude, that I could never pull off. But honestly, Derek Stevens, the owner of Circa Las Vegas, Mike Palm, the VP of Operations there at Circa. I've stayed at Circa. It is fantastic, man. How do you the idea of you owning a casino in Las Vegas is what trips me up. How do you do that?
Well, you get lucky a lot of times, and you start off with something small. And bought a small casino here about 18 years ago. It worked out okay. Parlayed that to a little bigger casino called Fitzgerald's. We turned that into the D Las Vegas, and then that worked out pretty well, and had a chance to actually design something from the bottom up. And the one thing that we did is I'm a big sports fan, and kind of surround myself. My team are all big sports fans, and kind of felt that a lot of these big billion-dollar resorts that were being built, they really weren't taking sports that seriously. It was more like it was a little bit of an afterthought. So we kind of took a different approach where we want to design something where sports was the key element, where if you were a sports fan, you're going to want to come to our property. We made our sports book really the centerpiece, the focal point of the property. It's a 3-story sports book. It's the world's largest sports book. So whether you stay with us or not, I mean, we figure if you're a fan, if you're a sports fan living in Baltimore, or Cleveland, or Chicago, or San Antonio, you come to Vegas, no matter where you stay, if you're a sports fan, you're going to want to come down to the Mecca. So you're going to come down to see the largest sports book. So that was a little bit of our thought process, is try to build the world's biggest and best sports book, and then we did kind of the same thing in an outdoor venue with Stadium Swim. So really, just that's our reason we want people to show up and see us.
Now, Derek, I got to tell you, because that to me is perfect. I love to gamble on sports, but I can sit at the pool, have a drink, relax, and still bet, and then watch my winnings come in.
There you go. I mean, that's the thing. we tried to focus in on something at Stadium Swim, that you can't really do in other cities that well. I mean, Las Vegas has 335 days of sunshine, so we designed Stadium Swim with the 143-foot screen so you could see it. You got the 8 pools. It's temperature controlled, so like on a colder day, it's going to be 98 or 99 degrees. Effectively, it's a massive hot tub party.
Yeah.
And you roll up to the pool. You get your holder of a 6-pack and or whatever mixed drinks you're having, and bottle service and all that, and you're off and rolling.
What I loved when I stayed there, because we were there in the summer, we were watching the games in the pool, and you had those blackjack tables down over there. And the best I did that weekend at your place, blackjack-wise, was at the pool. It was fantastic.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. I hope all the listeners are hearing that too. That's great. We got to get more people up there and give that blackjack a try. It's a great little pit.
It was fantastic. I mean, all of it. And downtown on Fremont, just bringing that there, following you on Twitter, the entertainment, the music, everything that you guys are doing there at Circa is first class.
Yeah, well, we've really enjoyed everything on Fremont. I mean, Fremont Street's now second most visited tourist destination in America. Times Square is number 1. We're going to do over 25 million people walking up and down Fremont Street. Really amazing. And, open alcohol 24 hours a day. Pretty crazy, but safe and fun for everybody. Music-wise, yeah, I mean, just this week alone, I mean, we've got Jefferson Starship playing a free concert on Thursday night. We've got Chris Lane, country star, playing a free concert Friday night. We've got Offspring playing free concert Saturday night. So there's concerts every night, and that's where we get to hang out and have a good time every night.
Derek, I know every successful guy though has to have that guy that does all the dirty work. And I think it's that guy that's sitting next to you there, Mike Palm, who's the VP of Operations. Now, that's got to be a difficult job to operate a resort casino hotel that's just massive and lots of people. Is it that hard?
Well, it's challenging, but at the same time it's fun, because we come to work and we have fun because this guy sets the tone right next to us. And he told us, our focus is to sell fun. Fun is an underserved commodity. people want to come and have fun and enjoy themselves and have a beer and make a bet and have a nice dinner and listen to music and watch a sporting event. And, he made a great decision. They were 21 and over property, right, at Circa. It changed the whole perspective of it. We've got great reviews about that. Very safe. ID at the doors. Talk about safety. Safety's a focus. ID at the doors. Everybody coming in. You don't get any bad actors in there. It's all people wanting to have a good time. And so, yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, we've got events going on. As he said, the 3 concerts. We've got this LIV. He's got their celebrity golf tournament. They're having a cocktail party tonight. We're having a big pep rally for the fans of both teams Thursday, 5 to 9 at Stadium Swim. We'll split them up, half on one side, half on the other. We'll go by colors. Can't cross over the line, right? And Barry's is packed every night. Legacy Club, the rooftop cocktail lounge is packed. So it's going to be a heck of a lot of the fun. And then we get to Sunday, and we got 6 different parties going on.
Nice.
It's at the sports book, at the swim, in the ballrooms, at the outdoor center. So it's a hell of a time to be here in Las Vegas.
For you guys owning and running a casino, especially like Circa, right? Super Bowl Sunday is a big weekend for you guys in general. People that aren't going to Super Bowl City come to Vegas to watch the game, like they'll do with March Madness. How different is it being the host city for the Super Bowl as far as your normal Super Bowl business would be?
It makes a big change Monday through Thursday. I mean, which would go from just a normal week to what it is now, where there's stuff going on 24 hours, it seems like. We'll still be packed Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Monday's one of the best days of the year as it is in the casino, right? Saturday's really our best casino day of the year before the Super Bowl. Monday's a top 5 day, too.
Really?
People leave on Monday night, right? They stay. There's very few people. Game's late in the day, right?
Yeah, they don't want a 6 a.m. flight.
They don't want a 6 a.m. Monday's a tremendous day, too. But this build up here, and we even had stuff going on last week as people kind of filtered into town. So, as Derek says, we've been sold out for 40 straight years for Super Bowl. Now we're just sold out for 10 days.
Derek, how in the world is a guy from Detroit end up in Vegas, ended up owning one of the best casinos in this town?
Well, I used to come to Vegas well before I ever bought into it. And as a sports fan, I came out to a lot of fights. I loved watching fights. Bo Holyfield. I was here for a lot of fights, and then I got to see UFC kind of take off, and then really never missed a Super Bowl or let's say a wild card weekend. So all of a sudden, that's when I started coming in a couple times in a month type of deal, and I was coming out for work and for sporting events, and then one thing led to the next, and I had a chance to buy a small casino in Vegas, and there's no income tax in the state of Nevada, so that was a bit of an attraction to me, and one thing led to the next, and the snowball started rolling downhill, and I never would have dreamed, never ever would I have dreamed that I'd have a chance to run a casino, as I got a bit older. Never thought I'd be able to run a sports book that, we're now in 4 states, Nevada, Colorado, Iowa. Circa Sports Illinois just opened. We're going to open up Circa Sports Kentucky next month. And never really thought that ever could happen. So for me, life's been pretty interesting parlay here. So we just keep reinvesting in the business. I love surrounding myself with a great team. And we have a lot of fun what we're doing. So that's kind of a little bit of a story of how it happened.
Derek Stevens, the owner and CEO of Circa Sports. I'm going to take a left turn a little bit here, but I'm sure you have a great answer here if we can have this conversation. We're from Texas, and our lovely people in charge of the state still haven't legalized gambling in the great state of Texas, and it's very political. How soon before all 50 states have legal gambling?
Well, I would say you're not going to get all 50. There's some states where it's just not going to happen. But I think when you take a look at the big 3 that everybody are talking about right now, you're talking about California with its own issues. It went to the ballot last go around. Unbelievably, they're not even going to get it on the ballot this November. So that's going to be punted again. Then you got Florida, which is going to deal with a whole lot of legal issues because it's going to be hard to run, a sports betting industry that's monopolized by one operator only with Seminole. And then you've got Texas, which effectively is probably the biggest market. You don't want to be in the California political quagmire. You don't want to be in the Florida situation, because you might have minus 120 both ways on games without competition. And then obviously Texas. I mean, when you're born in Texas, you learn how to play. You learn how to watch football before you're 12 months old. So, I think it's inevitable, because there is so much money involved here. There's so much money for the state. Texas is a state without an income tax as well. Mm-hmm. You need a different revenue source. So I think sports betting, eventually, when you get the right politicians together to write the rules, Texas should be a great state. I think also Texas has a big advantage, and that advantage is Texas has the ability to learn from what the other states did well and what other states did poorly. Mm-hmm. For example, state of Montana, terrible. State of Tennessee, they really screwed up. State of New York, disaster. So you got 3 states that didn't work out. On the other hand, you've got other states that did a really great job. I think what Illinois did was actually pretty smart. I think what Iowa did was very smart. I think Colorado. I mean, in these states. So there's a lot to be learned as these states roll out. So I think Texas has the ability to be the first state to actually do it right.
I want to ask you both this question. You both answered this because I'm fascinated by it. For years, the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball wouldn't come to Vegas because of the gambling aspect. Now, obviously, everybody's here except for the NBA, and I'm sure they will be soon. What has changed with that, and how do you keep gambling and pro sports without intermingling and getting in trouble?
Well, Mike and I do a show with Brent Musburger every Sunday, and I've asked that same question to him back when he's calling games 40 years ago. You really couldn't bring anything up about a point spread. No one could talk about it, but effectively everybody knew it was out there. So it was a little bit of a double talk type of thing. I think everyone's really come to understand that having a consumer with a bet on the game, it's good for leagues. It's good for teams. It's good for team owners. It's good for players. Good for the players' union. Good for media. And for the fans, now you're a little bit more engaged with the game. So I think everybody's kind of come to realize, hey, sports betting's not this element in the shadows of all this dark, seedy type of stuff. This is something that's at the forefront, and it makes it better for really everybody. I realize there could be a few problems here and there, but overall, this is a real good thing. And from a player perspective, I mean, let's be honest about this. I mean, what if you walk into Circa today? We'd probably take the biggest bets out of any sports book there is. But what we will take on a game, it's not going to change it's not going to influence an individual player. Players make a lot of money. Players are now playing from the time they're 3 years old on up. The thought of influencing a player and having a Black Sox scandal. Well, I mean, let's be honest about this. I mean, the Black Sox was 95 years ago. I mean, and every baseball player was worried about what their off-season job was. Now it's a little bit different. So I think just the compensation numbers make things a little safer. That'd be my read on it, Mike.
Yeah, I think you made a good point about it. The money's in TV, and the ability to have a bet on a game increases viewership, right? Because you're not just watching Dallas Cowboys. You can watch a different game in each slot, or maybe multiple, because you can place a $20 bet on it or a $50 bet. I think that's one. I think the other thing is the realization that the illegal market is out there, and you're better off having a regulated legal market. Not doing anything with the regulated legal market doesn't take the illegal market away, right? So why not embrace something that brings tax revenue in as well and supports the leagues, as well as it being fair for everybody and dealing with problem people that are out there as well, too. So, I mean, it was a pretty quick turn, actually, when you think about a few years ago.
Yeah.
You couldn't bet on UNLV games, right? Because UNLV was in the state of Nevada to having a Super Bowl here in a couple days.
It is crazy. Now, Derek, you mentioned you guys take bigger bets than most. Is that just your philosophy? If somebody's willing to put that money on the line, you're going to take the bet?
Yeah, well, I think when you look at sports books, every sports book has a different niche. It's kind of like when you got to look at sports books the way you look at a restaurant. You know, you got steakhouses, fish houses, Chinese, Italian. Everybody, there's going to be something different for everybody. What we focus in on is we focus in on very high levels of customer service. We focus on taking larger bets. We feel that we've developed a customer base that provides tremendous liquidity, which allows us to maybe get off a number if we have to. So I've got a fella coming in, probably be in on Friday. He's gonna make a $500,000 bet, probably on the Chiefs because he's a diehard Chiefs fan. You know, but we can't bank on it until the money comes across the counter. But when he does, you know, we're not too worried. It won't take us very long. We're going to get buyback real quick. So for us getting the buyback's the real critical thing. You know, on the other hand, let's take a look at maybe FanDuel or maybe DraftKings. They're more orientated around a massive quantity of customers. They generally write a massive amount of tickets. And it's just a little bit of a different philosophy. They spend a lot of money on marketing, but they're looking for huge volumes of actual customers. So it's just a different model. So, and I think customers are going to find the model that works best for them and what they're interested in.
Mike, what's the craziest prop bet for the Super Bowl that we can go put some money down on?
I think we offer a bet, will someone catch their own pass? It's happened. And
Yeah,
it's happened
well,
before. It
Lamar
happened
Jackson.
with Lamar.
Yeah.
The thought is you'd be smart enough not to catch it, but you can get that at 75-1. I think that's pretty crazy,
Not
right?
bad, yeah. That's pretty crazy. Has the whole Taylor Swift thing and those prop bets, do y'all do any of that?
You know, in Nevada, you can't do specific things like
Gotcha.
how much airtime she's going to get and how many, you know, and all that. But you can be creative and do, you know, will Travis Kelce have more catches, 10, and she has platinum albums and all kind of stuff. And they name them after her songs, right? It's real. It's a real thing. The amount of people she's introduced to the NFL, it's amazing.
It's crazy. Who comes up with all those prop bets?
So it's interesting. So our risk team, we task them with having a bigger prop menu every year, and they really start getting into it once the playoffs start and try to project teams that are going to be in it. And then Jeff Benson, who's a director of operations and runs the front of house, he went out on Twitter and said, "Give us your ideas. I don't care if you think they're dumb." And he had about 500 ideas, and I think we actually put 45 of them in. Right, so we let the customers come up with some ideas as well. Right, use their creativity.
All right, now the real question I'm asking is, who the hell do I bet on Sunday? That's what I want to know. Okay. And they got
they got really quiet, really
That's
quick.
why we're in the casino.
One's going to say Chiefs, one's going to say Niners.
I'll be up front. I'll jump in this one first. And I'm a man looking for one thing and one thing only on Sunday, and that is I want some two-way action. I need two-way here. So I can't tell you who I think because you know I don't get to make a bet. I get told who I'm rooting for, so it's still too early. I think when we take a look at our handle, we're still at a point where I would say 90% of the handle has yet to come in. So at this point, we're still looking at small sample size at Circa Sports.
Nice.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And again, Circa, great place if you're heading to Vegas. You mentioned Steakhouse. Barry's is great, and I forget the
Andiamo at the D.
Well, there's that. The brisket fried rice there at
8 East.
8 East. That's a fantastic restaurant.
That might be the most popular single dish of any of our restaurants at our prop. People love the brisket fried rice.
I believe it.
Awesome.
I believe it. Good stuff. Derek Stevens, Mike Palm from Circa. Appreciate you guys stopping by. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Enjoy the rest of the week.
All right, we'll see you around this week.
Good luck on Sunday. Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely.